Hey guys, thanks for coming back. This is video number 2 on a 6-part series of everything foundationally that you need to set up to build and grow your Amazon business. So in this video, we're going over products and we're going over suppliers. Hey, real quick, make sure you check out the link in the description. There's over 13 and a half hours of Amazon video. Also, drop a comment. I'm going to call anybody that leaves a comment for the next 30 days, and I'm going to give you a free strategy call, as well as like and subscribe so you can see all my future content. All right, guys, let's get right to it. So first and foremost, I want to say that there's exceptions to every rule on Amazon, right? So there's 100 million different products. There's so many moving parts, so many moving variables. Maybe something looked good last month and it's not going to look good next month, or 6 months ago and it's super saturated now. So again, you got to take some things with a grain of salt, but in this video, I'm going over my philosophy, my criteria, and how I've done it, how I've built my 6- and 7-figure Amazon businesses, right? So, number one, you must have some type of complexity. And this is super important, right? Because on Amazon, there's kind of two different types of products. There's products that, they're maybe higher volume products, they're cheaper price, there's higher competition, there's higher reviews. You're just kind of trying to get in and maybe catch a trend. Maybe the long term's not really there. That's not really the products I like to go with, obviously. I like the longevity. I like to have a real business that's going to cash flow me, 6 months, a year, 2, 3 years down the road, rather than some product that I'm just catching a trend on and that's not going to be here in 6 months because I have 30 competitors, right? So just keep that in mind. You need complexity. You need some type of product that is has a higher barrier to entry, and there's some kind of piece to it that not everybody's going to go after it. So just for instance, like if it's a product for a woman, right there you're going to eliminate all men, mostly, not all, but most, right? So there needs to be some type of complexity. Really simple products do not last long on Amazon, because my philosophy is, like, every college kid in America can just go out and pick up that product. That's kind of the metaphor that I use, right? Because you want a product that not everybody can maybe afford, maybe a product that not everybody can find, or maybe a product maybe they're a little shaky on it, or they just don't know enough about the product. So you need some type of wall to separate yourself from the competition. Otherwise, everybody else is just going to jump on the bandwagon as well, and you're not going to have a business. You're going to be offloading your product in 3 months, right? So that kind of went into number 2, the higher barrier to entry. Again, though, the higher price point, maybe it's a small oversized item, right? So just really depends. But when it comes down to the money and the revenue, I like to have 3 competitors doing over $5,000 a month minimum, right? So this is like a bare minimum. And the reason is because you want to find out the top. Like, you basically, in every market, you're going to have kind of a couple people who are really just dominating, right? That's kind of your ceiling. That's going to show you the potential of that niche or that type of product, right? Then you're going to have your middle ground, where you're going to have probably more people selling there, and you want to kind of find out what they're selling too. If they're all making 5 or 10 grand a month, that's pretty good, because the middle ground's there. The top is probably going to be a lot more than that. And then I also like to look at the bottom, and I like to call it the beginner, because that's going to give you an inside look at exactly how you're going to perform when you first start. Because when you first start, it's super important to cash flow. It's super important to get sales. It's super important to kind of start off on the right foot. So when you go in and you look at these beginners that have 5 or 10 reviews, you want to make sure they're making 1,000, a couple thousand a month. The higher the better, obviously, but that's going to give you a good indicator of how you're going to perform when you first come to the market, right? So shy away from products that have a bestseller of over 500 reviews. Again, this isn't like a hard line in the sand. This is just an overall, by the time you get going, test your samples, you get everything to the market looking good, starting to get some velocity, they're going to be at 700 reviews. And so it's going to be really hard to catch them with, the velocity that they're already at. So the lower the better, obviously. And I know that higher reviews normally equates to more revenue. So you got to kind of find the perfect product, right? That's what we're all out for. So it can be oversized for sure. I sell oversized products sometimes. I mean, it really just depends. Sometimes that's the barrier to entry that you need. Just shy away from really heavy products because the shipping is going to be outrageous. Shipping to Amazon might be outrageous. And overall, it's just not a good business model. So, low medium competition is ideal. This is pretty obvious. Don't go into a place where you have, 50 other people selling the product. If you have like 5 or 10 people selling an identical product, just turn away, run from that product. It's going to be very hard to sell. Even if you come in and you sell a different color or whatever it may be, it's not going to last long. So fix all the issues that the best seller has, plus add a unique selling proposition. So you can actually go to their reviews. I use Helium 10's Chrome extension to look at all the reviews. You can filter them, and then you can actually see the star rating on those reviews, and then check out like the 1 and the 2 and the 3-star reviews and fix any of those problems that those people have. So check the first page review count, check the first page average review or revenue, and check margins. So there's a lot of different products on Amazon that are super inflated, but they're not making any money. Again, a lot of those products are going to be those low price, high competition. We don't want to go after those types of products. We want to go after products and build a real business. We don't want to just show numbers to people and inflate them and people think we're balling, but really, there's no money there. So the last bullet is that there's so many moving pieces and variables. It's a case by case basis. So again, all the products are different. There might be a product that doesn't fit one of these criteria, but it fits the rest of them. Maybe there's high revenue, and you feel like you can get in there. There's nobody really at the bottom. So you have to just kind of look at every product yourself. There's a lot of brainstorming, a lot of thinking, a lot of data looking at when you are finding your product. So let's go ahead and hop into some of the methods that you can do when you're finding your product on Amazon. All right, I'm going to be going over a couple methods on finding products. So first and foremost, you're going to want an Excel sheet to carry your list of products that you compare to each other after you get the list, because it's going to be tedious. It's going to take some time. You're not even going to want to find a product in 10 minutes. You're going to want to spread everything out, really compare them, and eventually neck it down to your 1 to 3 products you then go talk to suppliers with. So anyways, my favorite method is actually the merchant words method, because I can type in any root word and Amazon or merchant words going to spit out the top search results or the top keyword strings for that root word, right? So then I take whatever's next or before and I'm going to punch that into Amazon. So if I type in basketball, right, as one of my root words, it's going to say basketball knee brace or basketball accessories for men. So what you want to do, take that keyword, go over to Amazon, and you want to look at exactly all those items and just use your Amazon Scout or Helium, whatever Chrome extension you use. I like to use Amazon Scout Pro. I click a button, it tells me everything on the first page, reviews, revenues, all that. So again, go to merchant words, type in a root word, then whatever comes up after that, scroll down. You might not want to go to the very top because that's going to be competitive. If something has 100,000 searches, it might be a little too competitive, or 1,000,000, whatever it is. So kind of get down into the lower, like 50,000, 25,000, right? And look at the words coming after the root word. Take that keyword string over to Amazon, and then you're going to want, once you get on that page, you're going to want to click your Chrome extension and see if that's a viable option for you, right? So again, if it's basketball knee braces, then that's going to tell you that, knee braces are a good search volume, and you want to go and investigate that, right? So then you find out what works within those knee braces, add that to your list, and then you go from there, right? So that's just a quick example. You're going to want to do more detailed work than that. But what I tell everybody is get 10 root words, right? So things that maybe you're passionate about, things you're knowledgeable about, because that's what's going to separate you from everybody else, because not everybody's as passionate about what you are. I mean, they're passionate about their own thing. So that's a slight edge to already kind of narrow you down that path of finding your own product that you know about and getting yourself away from competitors. So let's say, again, if you're doing basketball knee pads, basketball accessories, basketball shoelaces, you get the idea. So as you scroll down, punch in those keyword strings, and that's going to give you some great ideas, and then you can take those good products, put them on your list. So look at the longer tail keywords, search those keywords on Amazon, evaluate each subcategory, and store your findings or potential products in your Excel sheet, just like I went over. So that's kind of the merchant words method. Again, it's going to take some time. There's some other methods like keyword spying. So go into like a niche or something with merchant words, find a bestseller, and then go to their store, click your Chrome extension, find out what products are doing good, and then you can go from there and add those to your list. So most people spend a lot of time and energy. If they have one winner, they have the money, they have the cash flow, they know how Amazon works. They're going to go put their time and energy into finding good products. So you can shortcut that by looking at whatever products they have in their store, and you can actually see the revenue, so you cut to the chase, and that's a good way to find other products. You can also do the traditional Jungle Scout. Just make sure that you have like your reviews set to 200, 250 for a max. Make sure your minimum revenue is like 500 or 5,000 or 10,000, and then you're also going to want to do one at a time. Don't go clicking 10 different boxes on Jungle Scout and have 10,000 search results to look through and filter through. It's going to take time. That's going to be too monotonous. So take it one box by box, like sports and outdoors. Then go to the next box, tools and home improvement. Then go to the next box. So anyways, that's the merchant words method. I really like it. You'll be shocked at what you find. And a lot of this stuff is data driven. It's not driven off of emotion. It's not driven off any of that. It's driven off of exactly what you're punching in is telling you what is a popular search result on Amazon. You then go there, find products, add them to your list. Once you get a list of about 20 products, neck it down to 1 to 3 products. If you don't love your products, don't add them to the list. If you have to kind of shy away from certain things and you're like, well, I don't know if I should add this to the list, don't add it, because if something doesn't seem right now, it's probably not going to seem right later. So there's going to be products that you find that you're like, wow, I love this one. Those are the ones that you're going to want to add to your keyword list. So that's a couple methods. Let's hop over and I'm going to show you real quick how to contact suppliers and a little bit of the criteria on Alibaba. All right, here we are on Alibaba, and I went with the example of basketball knee braces just because I was talking about that before. So make sure you click trade assurance and verified supplier, right? Trade assurance is probably the safest you can be. It's a payment processor through Alibaba, and verified supplier is a supplier that's been third-party verified, right? So make sure both those are on there. It cut off about 4,000 results, which is great, right? We want to neck it down to only the people we want to see. So a couple important metrics here is going to be this here. This is the supplier status for years. This is their response rate, which like below 70, I don't really like to mess with them. I like people who have great communication. You want to look at their overall rating and the number of reviews they have. So the higher this is, obviously going to be the better. We're already necking them down to verified and trade assurance, so we're pretty good there already. So like this one, 1.5 million plus, 6 years, verified 5.0. These guys are pretty solid. So what we want to do is we're going to want to contact supplier. Make sure that you have on your computer a picture of the exact item that you want to get, right? So save it to your computer and then send it to them and say, hey, here's exactly what I'm looking for, right? You're not going to make an exact copy, obviously, but here's an idea of what we're trying to sell, because if you don't, maybe they're thinking of a whole nother different product. So just send them a picture, attach it to the message in the link in the description where there's 13.5 hours of video. On that, I have templates and everything else that I just send to suppliers. So what I'll do is I'll have my picture on my computer. I'll have it copied to my clipboard, my message. I'll go in, I'll contact this supplier. I'll paste my message. I'll attach my image. And then I'll actually take my the name here and I'll copy that and paste it to another spreadsheet. So that way I don't contact duplicate suppliers, right? You don't want to contact, no, it's not that it's going to hurt, but you just don't want to waste time. So I can come through here and I can look at 6. This is probably close to what I'm looking for. If they can, make something like this and it's close, like, or a close variation of what I'm looking for, they'll probably be able to make it. So make sure you contact them. I could probably contact 10 or 20 suppliers in 3 minutes, by just copy and pasting my message, attaching the image, and making sure as I scroll down, 11 years, 4.7, 86% response rate, good. I will say that a lot of people, when they talk about products, they kind of blow it up with the dollar amount per piece and then the MOQ. A lot of the time this changes, right? So it could go up, it could go down. So I don't really like to guess by looking at this. There's a lot of different factors. So I like to actually contact more suppliers, get to the details so I know exactly what I'm looking for, right? So again, you're going to have a list for your products, have another list for your suppliers, again, so you don't send multiple messages to the same supplier. Look at verified, trade assurance, how many years, the response rate, look at their feedback, and then again, you can bulk send messages to people just by clicking this. You can right click, open it in a new tab if you need to, and then boom, 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 just copy and paste all the messages, attach all the images, and you'll be good to go. So that's an overview of products, the criteria, some of the methods that I use to find them, and also how to find your supplier. So after you find your supplier, neck it down. If people aren't very good at communication, don't go with them, because you can't build a business on bad communication. So make sure to check out video number 3. Check out the links in the description. Like, subscribe. I'm here for you guys. I want to put out some great content, and I want to help you guys build your business. I've been there. I've been a startup. I've started with 0, and I made it to where I am today. So anyways, check out video number 3, and I'll see you over there.